How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the difference between a gold and an elite player in FUT Champions. We're going to be breaking down some gameplay, showing you what a gold player does and what an elite player does, what they do right, what they do wrong, all that sort of thing. If you do enjoy the video, please do let me know by dropping a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. We do upload every single day at 5 PM. And just to give you a bit of an announcement as well, Saturday, the 4th of April, we are doing a 24-hour charity stream for the NHS with what's going on, obviously, in the world at the minute. We're going to try and raise up to £1,000 is the goal, and if we reach £1,000, I'll be getting the R9 haircut. So if you can come and stop by, just show any support that you can. That would be greatly appreciated. The link for that is twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. I will also put the donation link down below for you over to the Just Giving page if you are interested in that. Let's go ahead though and let's crack on with the video. So as I said, we're going to be taking a look at a different gameplay. I'm going to put a little icon to say when it's a gold player and when it's an elite player. Obviously the elite player is myself, and then the gold players are going to be any of the coaching sessions that I have done over the last few weeks. So jumping into the first one of the things that I noticed gold players do a lot, it's making passes without looking at the opponent's cursor. So they're not actually paying a high attention onto who the person is controlling, and if they play a pass, is it going to be intercepted by the opponent? And they give the ball away quite a lot in the middle of the park, which then obviously leaves you open for a counter attack or them just going on goal, that sort of thing. And the elite players don't necessarily tend to do that as much. They try and keep their passes very basic. They play into space. If they haven't got a pass on, they'll be able to dribble and turn their way out of the situation, and they never really give the ball away. The one thing that I noticed with elite players, which is why I ask you guys to do it, is to aim for 90% pass accuracy minimum. The reason for that is because when you are not giving the ball away as much, you're going to create more space, you're going to create more opportunities, and in turn hopefully score more goals. So that's one of the things that, you know, elite players tend to do. You can just see there highlighted with that goal, the way the little passing movement, that sort of work. There's one risky pass, but not too bad. Moving on to the next point for us then, it's just going to be the whole of right stick switching and defending once they've beat your midfield line and getting onto your defensive line. It's the whole right stick switching but being quick and efficient with it. You can see here that we should be right stick switching up straight away to the man highlighted in the middle, but the person that we analysed here didn't switch quick enough, which then meant that the guy froze. He managed to get the pass to the person inside the box and then managed to get an opportunity away. While as you'll notice with elite players, they have their right stick switching pretty much nailed. If you don't know how to right stick switch, I have done a video directly on that, and what they will do is they will be able to know where the next pass is and the passing lane, and they will switch like I'm going to here. I'm going to switch down on the right stick just to the Ferdinand, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at intercepting that next pass. Can be a little bit risky because you can leave the space in behind, but that's one thing that the elite players are willing to try a little bit more than the gold players. The gold players kind of run around aimlessly trying to take the ball back. They don't think about it logically. Or even things like pass selection. We've got an example here. You can see that the winger's not making a run in behind. He's facing the ball holder. Here, this should be a simple X or A pass into feet with no rushing. We don't go ahead and do that. We play the ball in behind and end up giving it away. With even just, you know, elite players as a whole, the pass selection is pretty bang on. They even know how to do things like double tap passing, where it lofts it into the air ever so slightly. While it's for gold players, what's kind of in their locker is an X, a normal A pass, a triangle, a normal Y through ball, and they're not using it logically. They play a through ball when they shouldn't play a through ball, and they play a normal ground pass when they shouldn't play a ground pass, and end up giving the ball away from that. It's one of the things that you've got to try and, again, general rule, if they're running onto the ball, running into space, through ball, if it needs to just go to their feet, just play a normal X pass. It's as simple as that, really, as a whole. Next kind of point as well, it's going to be looking at player switching again for us, but when they beat that midfield line and they get up against the striker, up against the centre-backs with the strikers, that's when goal players tend to panic. They panic switch, so they click LB, they click L1, and they can't find the player that they want, and they end up sending their defence all over the shop. And then when they get one-on-one with a centre-back, they either dive in or they just drop back too much. They give them too much space. They don't get 2 or 3 yards away just to keep that little bit of pressure on, and they just stay back and they invite the pressure, or they dive in and they get turned too easily. They don't hold just L2, they keep holding sprint and they overshoot and all that sort of thing. You'll notice with elite players, I'm going to show you an example here though to say that even though I defend this badly, we still make up for it. elite players, they can defend badly, but as a whole, they normally tend to have that composure to make sure that they, redeem the situation. Here, I should have switched to the centre defensive mid and put the pressure on the ball holder with him. Instead, I dragged Zambrotta out of position. I didn't go and dive in though with the lit. I stand up, I try and cover the sweat across. That's what we go ahead and do, and we win the ball back from that. Again, a goal player here. Their angle isn't on to shoot. Even though it's a near post, this would never really find the back of the net. So when they do this animation, which you can just see is pull the trigger, that's either a shot or a fake shot stop. What I want you to do here is literally hold L2, let go of the sprint button, let go of the analog stick, and stop your player dead in the tracks. Because then if he does a fake shot stop and goes back that way, you can follow him. If he comes back inwards, you can go that way. Just watch here. I am going to let go of sprint. In and around the box, you kind of want to tap and be on and off the sprint button. You don't want to hold it all the way down, because when you do that, you end up overshooting, and then the player can easily turn you with a fake shot, with a drag back, whatever it is, they end up turning you too easy. So just look at the controller here right next to me. You can just see I am not holding the sprint button. I kind of come on and off, on and off, on and off. And when it gets into the box, again, I'm on and off, on and off. The reason for that is because you want to be able to keep up a bit of speed, but you don't want to be going so quick that your player shoots past the attacker. They then have the easy, simple space. So kind of keep that in mind. If you are running around holding sprint all the time, even when you're running with a ball as a goal player, you tend to hold sprint too much. An elite player really will only hold sprint when they are running through into space. Situation here, it's having a bit more composure in front of goal. That's one of the things that goal players do struggle with. You can just see he's up against a centre back. The chances of this going in normally tend to get blocked. This is where I always tend to look at trying to do a ball roll fake shot. Normally a ball roll in this case because of how close it is to goal, to try and line the angle up just that little bit better. If the shot ends up getting blocked, you can just see the situation here for me. It's a very similar situation on one-on-one with a centre back. I've got a little bit of space. I don't really want to go upwards for the ball roll just because I might walk into trouble, but I'm going to go downwards here. It's a very similar situation to what we've just shown. When you are one-on-one with a defender and you know there's a chance it might get blocked, just try and do that extra skill move, the ball roll, the fake shot, whatever it is, to hopefully put the ball in the back of the net. And when it comes to one-on-ones as well, I always talk about it. I've done a finishing guide on it. It's finishing one-on-ones. Ball rolling the keeper is king. You guys always tend to try and either low driven it, finesse it, chip it when it's too far. It's a difficult thing to do, chipping on FIFA, and you just get a little bit too excited. So for me, when you get into those situations, it's about having the ball roll in your locker for a one-on-one, and then it's also things like looking for the near post as much as you possibly can. You guys don't always tend to go for the near post. When I coach a lot of my students, they're trying finesse shots, they're trying shots across goal, they're trying very, very weird stuff. Like, near post is king, guys. That's what we want to look for. Sometimes we try and bait the near post like we do there. What we're going to do now is just go through and just show you some general sort of gameplay on defending, attacking, all that sort of thing as I carry on talking about it. So what I want you guys to do, it's going to take all this into account. You sprint too much as a goal player as a whole. When you are in attack, you never have control of the ball. You never have control of what's going on. You also dive in too much. You press the tackle button more than necessary. Only press the tackle button if you are 95% sure you are going to come out with that ball. If you press the tackle button and you get it wrong, that player is out of the game for the next half a second to even a second in some cases. So you've really got to make sure that when you are pressing that tackle button, you're pretty confident you're going to come out with the ball. That's kind of the general rule. Second man press, you guys ask me about it a lot. I don't use it that often. I'll only use it when I'm chasing a game and need to try and win the ball back. So don't hold R1, RB too often. And then just even things like, the R2 inside the box. We don't want to be sprinting too much in there. Your simple passes, keep an eye on your opponent's cursor. Play the way you're facing. Slow it down. You don't need to play too quick at all. And then even just mentality. I've done a lot of videos on it. Just staying calm in situations. If you go a goal down, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. You can come back into that game and hopefully, try to go ahead and get the win. That's kind of the general sort of things that the goal players do. To go from, say, elite to elite 1, top 100, that's where the gap is. It's a lot harder, in my opinion. So, to go from gold to elite, I think a lot of players can do that. If you really take on what I say, you can definitely kind of get to that level. But for an elite 3 player to go to top 100, that's where you've got to tone out the inconsistency within your game. So it's even things like mentality. It's being able to have unpredictability in your attack. When you play against the best defenders in the world, some of the best pro players, you've got to be able to have a versatility inside your attack. So that's, adding the first time fake shot, the drag backs, the ball rolls, heel to heels, elasticos, that sort of thing. There's some pro players out there, Lost in the Waves, Connor Wolf, Gorilla, for example. All of them guys have that unpredictability that sometimes you sit there and go, where did that come from? Like, you know, you wouldn't even think to do that. It's one of the things that I do struggle with in my game at times when I'm playing against a high quality player. I don't always have that bit of extra, you know, stuff to me to be able to hopefully try and win that game. So that is kind of going to be it though for the video, guys. If you have enjoyed, if you want me to do like a bronze to silver or a silver to gold and kind of analyze those different ones, I'm more than happy to. Please do let me know what you thought down in the comment section. As I said, if you can come and show some support on Saturday, that would be greatly appreciated. I do want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Bye bye.